The Boeing 787 Dreamliner was supposed to revolutionize air travel, sleek, efficient and comfortable. It was a symbol of a new era in aviation. With its cutting-edge composite materials, advanced aerodynamics and fuel-saving engines, the Dreamliner promised to make flying not just more affordable, but also more enjoyable for passengers and airlines alike. It was a bold vision, one that captured the imagination of the world, and set a new standard for what a modern aircraft could be. The Dreamliner embodied American engineering at its best, teams of dedicated engineers, designers and technicians working tirelessly to bring this ambitious project to life. The world watched as Boeing pushed the boundaries of technology, determined to deliver an aircraft that would change the way we fly. But on June 12, 2025, that dream was shattered in an instant. The crash of Air India Flight 171 near Ahmedabad marked the first fatal accident for the 787, sending shockwaves through the aviation industry and raising urgent questions about the safety of this once celebrated aircraft. The world watched in disbelief as images of the wreckage filled the news, and families mourned the loss of loved ones. This tragedy was not an isolated event, but the climax of a decade-long struggle with technical woes, battery fires that grounded fleets, manufacturing flaws that delayed deliveries, and a steady erosion of trust between Boeing, regulators, and the flying public. Each new problem chipped away at the Dreamliner's reputation, turning what was once a symbol of hope into a source of anxiety. Once hailed as a game-changer, the Dreamliner's promise has been undermined by years of delays, costly groundings, and relentless headlines about safety issues. Airlines that once competed to add the 787 to their fleets now face difficult questions from passengers and regulators, while Boeing struggled to reassure the world that its flagship jet was safe. Today we'll trace the Dreamliner's journey, from its bold beginnings and the excitement of its first flight, to the technical crises that plagued its development, and finally, to the devastating crash that now threatens its future. We'll hear from those who built it, those who flew it, and those who must now pick up the pieces. This is more than a story about an airplane. It's a cautionary tale about ambition unchecked, the importance of oversight, and the immense responsibility that comes with building machines that carry millions of lives every day. The Dreamliner story is a reminder that progress comes with risks, and that the pursuit of innovation must never come at the expense of safety. As investigators comb through the wreckage, searching for answers, Boeing faces its greatest test yet. Can it restore faith in the Dreamliner, and in itself, before it's too late? The world is watching, and the future of commercial aviation may depend on what happens next. When Boeing unveiled the 787 Dreamliner, it wasn't just launching a new airplane, it was making a bold promise to the world. The Dreamliner was meant to be a leap into the future, a showcase of what was possible when cutting-edge technology met ambitious vision. The excitement in the air was palpable, as industry leaders, aviation enthusiasts, and the media gathered to witness what many believed would be a turning point in commercial flight. The 787 was lighter, stronger, and more efficient than anything that had come before it. Its revolutionary carbon fiber construction set it apart from traditional aluminum aircraft, allowing engineers to rethink what a passenger jet could be. This wasn't just an incremental improvement, it was a complete reimagining of the airplane's very structure. Thanks to these innovations, the Dreamliner slashed its weight and boosted fuel efficiency by an impressive 20%. This breakthrough meant airlines could open up new, longer routes that were previously impossible or unprofitable, connecting cities across continents with fewer stops and lower costs. Suddenly the world felt a little smaller, and the possibilities for global travel seemed endless. Inside, passengers would discover a new level of comfort. The 787 featured larger, dimmable windows that flooded the cabin with natural light, higher humidity levels to reduce fatigue, and a quieter, smoother ride thanks to advanced aerodynamics and materials. These weren't just luxuries, they were thoughtful innovations designed to make flying more enjoyable and less stressful for everyone on board. The market responded with record-breaking enthusiasm. Even before the Dreamliner's first flight, airlines around the globe placed hundreds of orders, eager to be part of this new era. The 787 quickly became the fastest-selling wide-body jet in history, a testament to the industry's faith in Boeing's vision and the promise of a more efficient, passenger-friendly future. Leading carriers like ANA, JAL, and Air India raced to add the Dreamliner to their fleets, each hoping to gain a competitive edge by offering passengers a superior flying experience. For these airlines, the Dreamliner wasn't just a new aircraft, it was a strategic investment in their future, a way to stand out in a crowded market and deliver on the promise of efficiency and comfort. The Dreamliner quickly became more than just a plane. It was a symbol of progress, sustainability, and the dawn of a new era in aviation. Its eco-friendly design and advanced technology captured the imagination of travelers and industry insiders alike, inspiring hope that air travel could be both innovative and responsible. For a brief shining moment, the future of flight looked limitless. The Dreamliner seemed poised to redefine what was possible in the skies, ushering in a golden age of aviation where technology and imagination soared together. But beneath the surface of this optimism, hidden from the public eye, trouble was quietly brewing, threatening to cast a shadow over Boeing's bold new vision. The Dreamliner's first major crisis struck in 2013, when two lithium-ion battery fires forced a global grounding of the entire fleet. Smoke in a Japan Airlines 787 at Boston, then an emergency landing in Japan. These weren't minor glitches but warnings of a deeper problem. Lithium-ion batteries, while powerful, are prone to thermal runaway, overheating, fire, even explosions. Regulators worldwide grounded all 50 Dreamliners, a humiliating blow for Boeing and chaos for airlines. Investigations revealed the batteries could short-circuit and overheat, threatening the entire aircraft. Boeing's fix, a reinforced containment box and improved insulation, designed to keep any fire from spreading. After 3 months, the 787 returned to the skies, but the damage to its reputation lingered. The world's most advanced airliner now carried a scar. Even as the battery crisis faded, deeper issues surfaced in Boeing's factories, especially in South Carolina. Whistleblowers and audits exposed systemic quality lapses, misfit fuselage sections, shims installed incorrectly, and gaps exceeding tolerances. Over time, these flaws could weaken the airframe, threatening safety over decades of use. Then came the revelation. A supplier had provided substandard titanium parts, compromising hundreds of Dreamliners worldwide. The FAA halted deliveries for months, forcing costly inspections and rework. The Dreamliner's problems weren't just technical, they were cultural, rooted in a rush for speed over quality. The Dreamliner's troubles didn't end at the factory door. Airlines faced a cascade of technical glitches, engine failures, electrical faults, fuel leaks, and flight control issues. Rolls-Royce Trent, 1,000 engines cracked and corroded, grounding fleets and forcing costly repairs. Electrical and hydraulic failures led to emergency landings and constant maintenance headaches, eroding the promised cost savings. In 2024, a LATAM 787 plunged suddenly due to a cockpit seat malfunction, injuring dozens, a bizarre but telling incident. Each new problem chipped away at the Dreamliner's image of reliability. The narrative was shifting. This was no longer the plane of the future but a source of constant worry. For years, the Dreamliner's one saving grace was its spotless safety record, until June 12, 2025. Air India Flight 171 crashed after takeoff from Ahmedabad, killing over 200 and shattering the 787's reputation. Investigators now face urgent questions. Did years of technical flaws and quality lapses finally lead to disaster? Every possibility is on the table: structural failure, engine malfunction, system error, or human mistake. The crash follows a string of serious incidents, emergency descents, engine shutdowns, and electrical failures, all pointing to deeper vulnerabilities. The Dreamliner's issues can no longer be dismissed as teething problems. For the victims' families, it's a tragedy. For the industry, a reckoning. The world is watching as the investigation unfolds. Boeing's future may depend on what they find. The Air India crash was the final straw for many airlines. Once eager customers, they now see the Dreamliner as a risky bet, plagued by delays, technical woes, and now, a fatal accident. Delivery delays have upended route plans and forced airlines to keep older, less efficient jets in service, costing millions. Boeing's reputation has taken a direct financial hit. Stock drops, compensation payouts, and mounting liability claims. The 787's troubles echo the wider crisis at Boeing, already reeling from the 737 MAX disasters. Airlines need reliability, not uncertainty, and many are now looking elsewhere. The trust that once defined Boeing's relationships has been squandered. Rebuilding it will be a long, uphill battle. As Boeing stumbles, Airbus has seized the moment with its A330neo. The A330neo isn't revolutionary, but it's reliable. An updated, proven design with new engines and aerodynamic tweaks. Airlines value its stability and predictable delivery schedules, especially as Boeing's delays drag on. The A330neo matches the Dreamliner in efficiency and capacity, but with fewer headaches and a track record airlines trust. Some carriers are switching orders, seeking certainty over innovation. In a duopoly market, every Dreamliner lost is an Airbus gain. The Dreamliner's troubles have handed its rival a golden opportunity. The Dreamliner's future now hangs in the balance. Once celebrated as a marvel of modern engineering, the 787 was meant to usher in a new era of air travel, lighter, more efficient, and more comfortable than anything that came before. But now, its reputation is at a crossroads, and the world is watching to see what comes next. The Air India crash has triggered a crisis of confidence, with regulators considering new groundings and demanding sweeping changes. Airlines are re-evaluating their fleets, passengers are asking tough questions, and the aviation industry faces a reckoning. The pressure is mounting on Boeing to respond decisively, not just with technical fixes, but with a fundamental shift in how it approaches safety and accountability. Boeing must do more than fix technical flaws. It must overhaul its culture, prioritize safety, and restore trust with airlines and the public. This means transparent communication, rigorous oversight, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. The company's leadership faces a defining moment. Will they choose short-term profits, or the long-term health of the industry? This is a test not just for Boeing but for the entire industry. Can innovation and safety coexist in an era of global supply chains and relentless pressure? The Dreamliner story is a microcosm of the challenges facing modern aviation, where every decision can have global consequences. Engineers, regulators, and executives must work together to rebuild confidence and set new standards for the future. The answers will shape the future of aviation. The choices made today will determine whether the skies remain a symbol of progress and connection, or become a battleground of mistrust and risk. The Dreamliner could still redeem itself, joining the ranks of iconic planes that overcame early troubles. History is filled with aircraft that stumbled at first, only to become legends through perseverance and innovation. The 787's journey is not over yet, or it could become a cautionary tale of ambition gone awry, a reminder of what happens when speed and profit overshadow safety and responsibility. The stakes could not be higher, and the world is watching. For Boeing, the path forward demands humility, honesty, and a renewed commitment to the lives that depend on its planes. The legacy of the Dreamliner will be defined not by its setbacks, but by how the company chooses to respond in this pivotal moment.